Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a midweek preview, previewing this week's Premier League, Championship, Champions League and Europa League action. Let's get straight into it with the Champions League on Tuesday with Man City taking on Red Bull Leipzig. 1-1 after the first leg, so City still got work to do at home. Of course, they're definitely the favourites. Leipzig going well in the Bundesliga, of course, at the moment, but City flying in Premier League, won the last four, starting to pick up some momentum. And at home, you back them to have the quality definitely to do it. But yeah, they'll need to get an early goal to cover a few scares. But I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on into Wednesday's Champions League game, and this one's a bit more of a foregone conclusion with Real Madrid taking on Liverpool. And yeah, Real Madrid coming into this one, win against Espanyol last month, but before that form hasn't been great. But Liverpool lost the ball, which just shows the inconsistency. But a 5-2 lead, it's just going to be impossible for Liverpool to go to the Bernabeu and overturn with the way they're performing at the moment. You just thought, you never know, of course, but yeah, I can see Real Madrid kind of taking this foot off the pedal here, and I'm going to say a draw, 1-1. Moving on then to Arsenal as they take on Sporting on Thursday in the Europa League. And yeah, Arsenal coming into this one off that win against Fulham. Sporting 3-0 win as well. So both these things coming in with confidence. And yeah, it's quite of a question for Arsenal. 2-2, the tie's not over there. Arsenal at home, of course, will be favourites to get it done. But yeah, you never know. They'll want the Europe double. But yeah, it will be a tough ask. Will they rest some players? I doubt it. I think they'll go full strength, but they'll have enough to go through. I'm going to say 2-0 to Arsenal. And finally, in Europe for this time, Real Betis against Manchester United. Manchester United with a 4-1 lead after the first leg, and yeah, obviously are all but guaranteed to be through. With Casemiro out of the Premier League games, I imagine he'll play. We don't think the suspension counts in Europe. And yeah, it's a game which you expect United to really cruise through without any difficulties on aggregate. Maybe they'll rest some players and may struggle on the night. I'm going to say it'll be a draw. But yeah, I don't think United will have any troubles getting through to the next round. But moving on then to two Premier League games. And yeah, this is a big game for Boston club Southampton, who are on the severe improvement at the moment, you'd have to say, under Ruben Sellers. Really picking up. And yeah, they need to get some wins though, because they're still bottom, and yeah, it just shows how cut adrift they were underneath each other. But Sellers has done a good job putting it back, and they are now right back in contention against Brentford sides that lost for the first time in ages against Everton. They may fancy their chances, but I think Brentford will come back. They're too good a side not to. I'm going to say they draw 1 apiece. Moving on then to Brighton as they take on Palace at the Amex, and yeah, obviously a big game for both these sets of fans. And Palace, yeah, Patrick Vieira coming under increasing pressure, just 5 points off Boston club Southampton, kind of showing how tight it is down there. Bournemouth in 18th, only 3 points above them. So yeah, it's a big game for Palace. But yeah, Brighton going strong at the moment, only drew to Leeds last time out, which will be a frustrating result, but still looking great under De Zerbi. It will be a tough game, and I'm going to say Brighton will win here to heap more pressure on Vieira. But moving on into the Championship games, we've got a full fixture list of Championship action, starting off with Sunderland against Sheffield United. And yeah, this is a big game for Sunderland. At the Stadium of Light, winning against Norwich last time out, and that's a big win for them. It's kind of put them back in playoff contention, 5 points off, 10 games to go. It's tough, but it's doable. Sheffield United, though, 4 points above Middlesbrough after a weekend slip-off. They can't afford too many of those because Borough are really hunting them down now. But I think Sunderland at home will have some real momentum. Sheffield United prone to slip up on their own. I'm going to say Sunderland will get the win here. Moving on then to Cardiff as they take on West Brom at the Cardiff City Stadium. And yeah, Cardiff coming into this one, they've lost 2 of the last 3, but they've won 3 of the last 5. So, for a relegation side, the form they're in, I don't think there'll be any worry about them going down. But yeah, maybe just a bit more consistency needed, but I think that's asking a bit too much. But West Brom, they've won the last 2 to get their playoff charge back on track, so they'll come into this one feeling confident, I think. And I think West Brom will get the win. I just think they've got that bit more quality than Cardiff. Moving on into Luton as they take on Bristol City at Kenilworth Road. And yeah, Luton coming into this one off the back of 2 wins on the trot. A brilliant win at Bramall Lane last time out, and yeah, they'll be absolutely delighted with that result. Luton, great result, and yeah, they're looking really strong for a playoff spot now. But against the Bristol City side, who picked up a good win against Blackpool last time out after a few disappointing games. But yeah, I think Luton at home here will be a bit too strong for Bristol City. I'm going to say 1-0. Moving on into Hull as they take on Burnley at the KCOM. And yeah, Hull coming into this one, form is just inconsistent. I think that's the word to describe it. Win, loss and a draw in the last 3, sorry. So yeah, but Burnley absolutely flying, picking up a few draws at the moment, but it's not going to stop them from easily getting into the Premier League. Absolutely cruising it. And yeah, I don't think Hull will be too much of a challenge for Burnley here with the way they're playing at the moment. I'm going to say it'll be 2-0. But moving on then to Huddersfield as they take on Norwich at the John Smith Stadium. And yeah, lots of turmoil for Huddersfield at the moment, on and off the pitch. Losing to West Brom last time out, it was a narrow defeat, but still a defeat nonetheless, and staying up is looking really, really tough for them at the moment. Moving on to Norwich though, after it looked like things were picking up, a loss to Sunderland at home will be really disappointing. It's going to put the pressure on this match, that's for sure. They need to get a result here, and I think they will do. I think Huddersfield just aren't great at the moment. I'm going to say it'll be 2-0 to Norwich. Moving on then to Blackburn as they take on Reading at Ewood Park. Blackburn coming into this one off the back of the loss to Stoke, but before that their form was really great, so that may offer Reading a little glimmer of hope. But Reading's form isn't great at the moment. They've lost the last 4 of the last 5, they need a win because the 6-point deduction hanging over them. All it takes is one of the sides to be in the bottom for you to go on a bit of a run, and suddenly they're in trouble. But yeah, I think Blackburn in good form barring the last game. I think they have too much Reading here. I'm going to say 3-0 to Rovers. Moving on then to Borough as they take on Stoke at the Riverside. And we mentioned earlier with Sheffield United slipping up, Borough are on great form at the moment, 4 wins in their last 5. They could really put pressure on them, and that's what they'll be aiming to do here against Stoke side. They are picking up a lot at the moment and have won the last 2, so it won't be an easy test at all. But Borough, with the way they're playing, the way Carrick's got them playing, and everything that's on the line for them, with a potential automatic promotion spot on the offing, I can see them winning here. I think it'll be close. I'm going to say 2-1. Moving on into Millwall as they take on Swansea at the Den. And Millwall coming into this one off the back of a 1-0 win at Reading. It's a big win for them because before that they'd gone 2-1 without a win, and it moves them back into playoff spots, 2-point gap to Norwich. They kind of need to keep winning. But Swansea, form's not great at the moment. They just need to get the end of the season, have a bit of a refresh really, I think, with Swansea. But Millwall at home, I definitely think they'll be fancying their chances in this one. I'm going to say it'll be 1-0 to Millwall. Moving on into Wigan as they take on Coventry at the DW. And Wigan, bit of a turmoil for them on and off the pitch at the moment. 6 without a win, really struggling at the moment against Coventry side in good form, unbeaten in 7 now, they'll be feeling very confident coming into this one, still with a shot of getting in the playoffs, only 4 points off Millwall. They need to keep winning these games against the sides that really aren't great like Wigan. I think they'll definitely fancy their chances. I'm going to say 2-0 to Coventry. Moving on then to Watford as they take on Birmingham at Vicarage Road. And Watford coming into this one on the back of that loss to QPR. Form isn't great at the moment. Chris Wilder really needs to do a good job if he was to make that Watford side get in the playoffs. 6 points off Millwall with 10 games to go. It's going to be a big ask, but Birmingham, big win for them last time out after a bit of tough form. Troy Deeney returning to his old club. Could he do some damage? Who knows? But I'm going to say Watford here will have a bit too much, and Chris Wilder will pick up his first win. Moving on then to Rotherham as they take on Preston. And Rotherham were on really decent form before that loss to Birmingham. I think that'll be a disappointing loss given the form that Birmingham were in. But Preston at the moment, they're unbeaten in a while, but they need to turn some of these draws into wins. And I think that's ultimately what's going to cost them a shot at the playoffs. They're 7 points off at the moment, which will be frustrating. But Rotherham 8 points clear of the relegation zone. They should be fine. They shouldn't have too much worries about that. Both teams will go into it looking to prove a point, and I'm going to say it'll be a draw, 1-1. Moving on into Blackpool as they take on QPR at Bloomfield Road. And this is a massive game for Blackpool, one that you really feel like they have to win. Lost 3 of the last 4. Things aren't looking great for them at the moment. It's like 1 win in 19 or something like that. Mental. QPR coming to this one off the back of that 1-0 win against Watford. Gareth Ainsworth will be looking to follow out with another win here. With how poor Blackpool at the moment, you wouldn't put it past them, but Blackpool really need to win here. I'm going to say it'll be a draw, 1-1. But anyway, guys, that's it for video. Thanks so much for watching. So like, share, subscribe. Any thoughts, comment down below. For daily football news, subscribe to the channel, comment, greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.